Hello everyone and all the respected learners. Today I'm going to take lecture on a Hibernate framework, which is a unit number 6 in GTU Advanced Java syllabus. Here is the outline of the whole presentation, but I'm covering only the first 4 points in this session 1. Then session 2 I covered the rest of the part of it. Now, what is Hibernate framework? As we all know, in a Java programming, we are having 4 different type of frameworks, that is Java Server Faces, Spring, Struts and Hibernate. But Hibernate simplifies the development of the Java application to interact with the database. As we all know, JDBC, Java Database Connectivity API, helps to connect with the database, right? So Hibernate is one kind of development so that you can easily connect with the different databases. What is Hibernate? Hibernate is an open source, lightweighted in ORM tool. Now what is the meaning of ORM? Object Relation Mapping Tool. Now this ORM tool is very beneficial. There are so many ORM available. Hibernate is one of them, right? So let us understand what is ORM first. So Hibernate is an ORM solution for the Java. It is an open source persistent framework which is created by the Gavin King in 2001. It is a powerful, high performance, object relational persistence and query services for any Java application. So let us understand what is ORM. ORM stands for Object Relational Mapping, right? It will simplify the data creation, data manipulation and data access. It is a programming technique that maps the object to the data stored in the database. So suppose you are creating one Java application. So I am creating here one Java application. Every Java having a collection of objects. So having one object here is there, which is given to the Hibernate framework, which is one kind of ORM framework, and able to access with the different databases, right? So how you can store data with the help of Hibernate framework, how you can manipulate data in a database, that a good thing is provided by the Hibernate. And I will tell you what is the difference between the Hibernate and the JDBC. Clear? Let us understand very carefully what is ORM. The first, here we are having a class student, and student having different informations like ID, name, address and email. So how many objects are created? Suppose in a class I have 16 students, right? I want to store all 60 students information. So I have to create a 16 different student object and able to store with the help of some SQL queries, right? So if I'm think about any relational databases, so here is nothing but objects we require, right? If I want to store 10 student information, I require 10 different objects for the student. If I want to store 100 student information, I require 100 student objects, right? So suppose I want to store this all 4 information of student class in a relational database, and most popular relational database is a MySQL one. So I require a table which having a 4 different column named as an ID, name, address and email. So what I need to do here, ID of the type integer. So here I require the table column of the type integer, name in type of string. So here I require the varchar, address of the type string. So I require here varchar. Again email is a varchar type. So I need to map your ID with the relational table ID, name with the relational name, address with the relational database address column and email with the relational database email column of the table. So to map these 4 properties with 4 different columns, we require a Hibernate mapping. So what they do? They do object to relational database mapping is known as a ORM framework. It's known as a Hibernate framework. That thing is clear, but there are some drawback if I'm not using a Hibernate framework. If I'm using JDBC, so what is the first problem of it? Right? Let us understand the problem first, why the Hibernate is beneficial to all of us. So here, taking another example, I have one Java class, right? ID, first name, last name, email, and having some getter setter method. So once I create any Java Bean class having some getter setter methods, right? So suppose I have the class student having a 4 different attribute having some getter setter method. I want to map this Java class with the database table. So I require the table name here having a 4 different column, right? So to map easily every data type of the student object with the relational database, we require support of a JDBC programming with some driver, and we require the support of some framework. So here ORM is framework of the Hibernate is there for mapping a Java class with the database table. So what are the problem before Hibernate? If a Hibernate is not there, there are 4 problems will be arises. First, mapping members variable to the column. So suppose I'm changing my Java Bean class student, I'm adding additional attribute address here. So the insertion is not performed perfectly in a table. Why? Because I added here additionally, and here column is 4 only there, 5th column is not there. So that kind of problem will be arises if I do slight modification in Java Bean object, my table I need to modify it according to. So mapping variable to column is a problem before Hibernate, right? Mapping relationship. Everybody know in a database side there is a primary keys, foreign keys, reference keys are there. So if I'm just modifying a table information, my reference is also going to change. So that kind of mapping problem will be arises before the Hibernate. Handling data type. So most of the relational databases, it does not support a Boolean type. Either they store in a character yes, no, y and n. Either they store true or false as a string, vark type. Either store in an integer type 0 or 1 in a table 1. They are not supporting Boolean one, right? But suppose I have a Java Bean class having a attribute as a Boolean type. If I am using a Boolean data type here, what happened? The mapping between the Java class and database create a problem. So I need to do some conversion from that Boolean type to another data type in a storing in a table side. So mapping to the data type having a problem before Hibernate. Managing change to the object state. If I am changing any state of a object here, they are not automatically reflected in a database table. All the 4 problem solution is nothing but a Hibernate framework, which is the ORM framework. So might be a question arises, we do the JDBC connectivity with the help of a Java API, right? So in that case what happened? So what is the big difference? In a definition of Hibernate we already see na, in definition of Hibernate is a one kind of a open source framework and helps to develop a Java application to interact with the database. That definition we already seen. So might be question arises, the what is the difference between the JDBC and the Hibernate? So understand the difference carefully. So JDBC is what? It is a database connectivity technology, and Hibernate is what? It is a one kind of framework, right? Now understand the lazy loading. What is the meaning of lazy loading? It is nothing but a one kind of fancy name given to the process of initializing a class when it's actually needed. They are talking about whenever any class is demanding, it requiring to do some operation, at that time it will be initialized, otherwise it will be stay as it is. So it kind of a lazy loading. So lazy loading does not supported by the JDBC, but Hibernate is supporting the lazy loading. Again I repeat, what is lazy loading? Is one kind of just a fancy name given to the process whenever any class is required, actually we need it, then you have to initialize that particular class, is known as a lazy loading. Clear? So transaction management. So we need to maintain explicitly database connection transaction in JDBC, but in Hibernate itself manage all transaction. And one good property is there. Suppose I having one project, right? For example, online shopping system. In that project, I'm using a database as a MySQL, and I want to change my database MySQL to Oracle. Now what I need to do? I need to manage all different tables, right? I need to manage a relationship between the tables, but that thing is automatically managed by the Hibernate framework. As I told you in one line, advantage is that Hibernate is doing the automatic table generation. Just we need to provide a schema of it. Yeah? Caching. In JDBC, we need to write a code for implementing caching. You know the cache memory that you learn in operating system? Those operations we do the frequently in a memory that are storing in a cache memory. So Hibernate is providing two type of cache memory, first level cache and second level cache. No extra code is required to use a first level cache. So comparison with the JDBC and Hibernate, the low performance is provided by the JDBC and better and high performance is provided by the Hibernate framework. There are the basic difference between a JDBC and Hibernate that can be asked in interview also, and that can be asked in a examination also. So what is the advantage of this Hibernate framework? There are many advantages of Hibernate framework. First, it is open source and lightweighted. Hibernate framework is open source under the LGPL GNU Laser General Public License, and it is a lightweighted framework. It provides fast performance. Why? Because it provides a cache memory. There are two level cache memory provided by the Hibernate framework. The performance of a Hibernate framework is a fast because cache is internally used in a Hibernate framework. There are two types of cache in a Hibernate, first level cache and second level cache. By default, it will be accessed by the first level cache. Now, generally, when we are using a relational database, we are using a structured query language. But now tell me, in a database side, SQL query is a database dependent or independent? Must be database dependent. So Hibernate is providing a HQL query, Hibernate query language, which is object oriented version of a SQL, right? Which is object oriented version of a SQL. So as I told you, what is the meaning of object orientation? It fulfills the four features, right? Abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism. So object oriented version of SQL is nothing but a Hibernate query language that we are going to learn in this particular chapter. This generates a database independent query, where in case of SQL is providing database dependent queries. So you don't need to write a database specific query before Hibernate if the database is changed for the project. So we need to change the SQL query as well as the leads to the maintenance problem. But in case of HQL, we are not writing the database dependent query, so it is a better than the SQL queries. Automatic table generation, that is the advantage now. Without writing create query, the table is created database side. So Hibernate framework provides the facility to create the table of the database automatically. So there is no need to create tables in a database manually. Clear? It also simplifies the complex join. You know there are the full outer join, left outer join, right outer join. So to fetch data from the multiple tables is easy in a Hibernate framework. It also provides query statistics and database status. So HQL cache and provide statistics about the queries and database status. That are the 6 main advantage of the Hibernate framework. So in next session we are referring the architecture of a Hibernate framework. Thank you very much.